A warm welcome to all of you to this Women's Health Seminar brought to you by Odia Society of Singapore's Women Empowerment Chapter. Thanks for joining this session. Before I really go into or we get into this seminar, I would like to talk about this chapter, why we established and what's the objective behind that. This is the first time that in the 10-12 years of history of Odia Society, a chapter fully targeted towards the women. Basically, it's basically the ladies, like they're already the women and the future women. Some of them have joined today. And the whole objective is to have them establish connection within Singapore and also outside in the outside world, because more and more we are seeing and we are talking about women's equality, the diversity, and that's a hot topic today. And in that process, when we started to draft the objective of this chapter, uh, a lot of discussion debate came in terms of the name of this chapter, women empowerment. Why are we calling this empowerment? The question then and the discussion happens to say that each woman not empowered, and that's why for that we need to have a women empowerment chapter. But if you really look at other way, why are we using this word empowerment in a futuristic sense? The empowerment is also basically empowered meant. It's already empowered, and that's where we still kept the name as women empowerment. And if you abbreviate it, it comes out to be we, WE. And if you really look at when we talk about we, and that's the beauty that this segment of people, the women, they really carry the whole society together. And that's where it appropriately, fits into it. So that's where we are. And thanks to the we chapter team led by Swagatika Biswal DP, assisted by one of another member that we have, Lopamudra Behra Lopa, and Sarda Sahu, Banojini Naik, all of them. Thank you very much for launching the first program of this chapter today. And thanks to all of you for joining it. Before we proceed, let me talk about our guest and chief speaker, Dr. Sini Venugopal. A warm welcome to you, Dr. Sini.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining. The whole team is now waiting to listen to you. So just in brief, I think whatever I say, and later on you will be formally introduced. But you have joined us from Bhubaneswar, and you specialize in the areas of fertility and gynec, and you do also, that we know, teach as an associate professor in high tech. So with so much things in hand, with your busy schedule, still you have given time to us, and we are really obliged and privileged to have you with us today. So once again, thanks, and thank you to you for joining the Odia Society of Singapore family, and to all the members and the audiences here who have joined. Once again, me, Alok Panda, President of Odia Society of Singapore, welcoming you to this seminar. Thank you very much. With this, I would like to pass the baton to our anchor of this evening, Banojini Bunny. So over to you, Bunny. Thank you very much. So pardon me, I will take leave now and leave the seminar in the good hands of you people. So thank you and enjoy the session.
Namaskar and very good evening. I am Banojini, or you fondly called as Bunny.
And thank you, dear Alok Bhai, for the warm welcome speech and the encouragement given to the new Women Empowerment chapter of OSS. And I extend my warm welcome to our guest for the evening, Dr. Sini Venugopal, on the behalf of Odia Society of Singapore and all our friends present with us tonight. As Alok Bhai has already introduced, again, I'm going to repeat, Dr. Sini is a gynecologist and fertility consultant at Genix Fertility Care, Bhubaneswar. She is also an associate professor at High Tech Medical College and Hospital High Tech Test Tube Baby Research Center, Bhubaneswar. Amongst her other achievements, she has publication in national and international journals, contributed chapters in various books, and is a member of Federation of Obstetric and Gynecological Societies of India in the Endocrinology Committee. So we are really, really privileged to have you, Dr. Sini, in this webinar. And before I welcome Dr. Srini, I would like, I'd request my friend Lopa to play a small video which will introduce today's topic. Over to you, Lopa.
Okay, thank you. Give me some moment. Is this visible to everyone?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
So by now, you all would have known the topic of discussions today. Now I invite our guest, Dr. Sini, to educate us about this very common problem which most of the girls and women experience in these days. So it's over to you, Dr. Sini. Please welcome.
Thank you so much, all of you of the Odia Society of Singapore, Alok Panda sir, Banojini madam, Lopamudra ma'am, everyone, thank you all so much. And I feel it my privilege to get connected with all of you. So can you just give me a moment so that I can start my, So good evening, everyone. So today already the introduction has been given to the topic, that is PCOD. So we'll right away begin the topic now. Now, as we have seen that there is always a doubt because these two words, they sound so similar, that is PCOD and PCOS. So there might be a confusion among a lot of people as to whether both of these are the same thing or they are different. So basically, just to give a small introduction as to what is the difference exactly between these two. So PCOD is polycystic ovarian disease and PCOS means that is polycystic ovarian syndrome. So basically both of these are almost the same thing. They have the same origin. The only difference would be that when, the understanding of this PCOD disease was limited, that is the time when the word PCOD was coined, to be more frank, because that shows that the disease is something which is an ovarian disease, means a disease confined to the ovary. So, but gradually with more understanding of the disease, we have come to know that PCOD as an entity, usually it never only affects the ovary. Gradually you would see that it is a hormone system disorder in our body, which usually affects multiple organs, multiple systems of our body. So when entire multiple systems of the body, they are involved, then in totality, that would be called like a polycystic ovarian syndrome. So you can say that it might begin with when the symptoms are few and it's only like confined to ovary, then you can call it as a PCOD. But when it becomes a multi-system involvement, with multiple problems, multiple and hormone system disorders, then you call it as a PCOS. So, but nowadays these exact that, the differentiation is not very significant because people use both these terms interchangeably. Mane dita jako words taku use ame kari pare. So coming to PCOD or PCOS. So what is this? This is one of the most common hormone disorders that affect women, and mostly it affects women in the reproductive age group. That is that particular age group when the female is, there are more chances for the woman to conceive. And usually they present with multiple symptoms, starting from menstrual disorder, male hormone, excess of male hormones in the body, and all these things, it significantly impact the quality of life. So as you can see, it is a multifaceted, or you can call it a multi-spectrum disorder. Mane, there is multiple things which are involved here. You can see, starting with, there might be a genetic or environmental predisposition to the disease. Some factor, genetic factor and the environmental factor would be involved. That will gradually lead to hormone disorder in the hormones. That will affect the reproductive system initially, that is the ovaries, then you call it PCOD, and gradually when multiple systems are involved, then you call it a metabolic syndrome. And when it becomes a metabolic syndrome, that is the stage when we call it a PCOD. Now the prevalence all over the world, as you can see, 6 to 26% incidence of PCOD. In India also, it's very high, like 5 to 25%. It was normally, the incidence was like, it was 1 in 10 women. And you can see that 4.3 billion US dollars they spent per annum to only diagnose and treat PCOD. So you can imagine the burden of disease which is there. In India, this problem is increasing more. Maybe we Indians, the South Asians and the Indians, we have more genetic predisposition to it. So we in India, like it is almost 1 in 5 women, they suffer from PCOS. So it's time that we become aware of this PCOS. And that is the reason September is a month when this particular PCOS awareness month, we try to create awareness for PCOS. So September is considered as a PCOS awareness month. So what are the risk factors? Who are the people who are more prone to get PCOD? PCOD besi hei pare. That is, first is obesity. The patients who are people who are obese, besi motapa thai, tankara, that is one reason. Next is genetic factor. That is, if the mother or sister in their family, they have PCOS, and there is more chance that this patient will also have PCOS. More is the stress level in our body. Then that is another risk factor. Childhood obesity. The obesity, maybe the child had an obesity during childhood. And maybe now the baby is like, now the child is not obese. But still that childhood obesity makes the particular girl more prone for PCOD later on. Then another is diabetes. Then insulin resistance. As we all know that actually insulin resistance is a small thing in diabetes, because diabetes is also because of insulin resistance. Some people, they may not have complete diabetes, but we all know that diabetes is due to some problem in the insulin balance. The insulin problem dysfunction is there. That is the reason why we get diabetes. So in some girls, it has been seen that in children as early as 8 years of age, insulin resistance or the pre-diabetes condition begins in child as early as 8 years. So even you can imagine that right from the childhood, healthy, lifestyle habits, how important it is. Another is smoking in pregnancy. If the mother smokes in pregnancy, then PCOD chances in daughter, that is also there. Then the environmental factors, that is factors which surround us, like our diet, what is our lifestyle, exercises, physical activity, the pollution level. So these environmental factors also negatively affects or increases our risk of having PCOS. So what is PCOS, how it looks like? You can see this picture. This is a normal ovary you can see on the one side, other side you can see PCOD. Clearly you can see that there are small patient manako when they come to our clinic and say what doctor amako PCOD heichi exactly eta kon bujheiba pai, so this is how we explain them ki ovary re choto choto pimples bhaliya futka type ro hei jaichi. So you can see the small, the rounded, you know, cyst, they are called cyst because there are multiple in number. We call it polycystic ovary. So you can see, if you cut that, you can see how the normal ovaries looks like, you know, small cyst that is there in a normal ovary. But in an ovary which is polycystic, you can see inside there are lot more number of follicles. And also you can see this picture that normal ovary is smaller in size and the polycystic ovary is enlarged. So size bhi taro ovaries ro bada he jaye, choto choto futka type ro bhi he jaye. Then what are the symptoms of PCO? Hair loss, the patients can have hair loss. The patients, they can, hirsutism means excess abnormal hair growth on the body. That is hirsutism. Hirsutism can be there. Infertility, the patient is trying to conceive, but she's finding it difficult to conceive. Overweight, excess of weight gain. Irregular periods, the patient is getting fatigued very soon. There are acne, high male hormone levels in the body. So these are all the multiple PCOS symptoms that usually the patient presents with. It is not necessary that gote patient re sobu jago symptoms rahibo. It's not necessary because some patients will present with some symptom, other patients will have some other symptoms. So when will you suspect that you have PCOD, and when will you think that it is the right time to consult a doctor? That is, if you have irregular periods. Irregular periods can be any, you know, irregularity in periods. Like, you know, it can be delayed periods. Sometimes the periods, they come more frequently. Like in 15-20 days, they get their periods. Sometimes it is usually delayed. But the periods getting delayed is more common. And even during periods, sometimes the patient complains that blood flow both komi jaichi. Bleeding ta bahut kam achi, kete janakara bleeding ta bahut heavy bhi hei pare. Another next is weight gain. The weight increases in the patient. Another, pimples or black discoloration around the neck region, both hair loss hue, abnormal body re hair growth hue. Another is infertility. The patient is planning to conceive, trying to conceive, kintu semane pregnant hei parunandi. As you can see, it is your abnormal hair growth. This is what we mean by abnormal hair growth. Facial hair, which is not normal. You can see that is in the chin area, and you can see the coarse and rough hair which grows. This is all an abnormal type of a hair growth. Another is, as I mentioned here, black discoloration around neck. This is also a very typical feature which is seen in many PCO patients. You can see around the neck, they have this sort of a black, thick black discoloration, and the skin gets very rough there. So, eta bhi gote PCOD ro gote symptom thai pare. So when you have all these particular symptoms, then you feel that, yes, now this is a time that we need to consult a doctor. So this is for those ladies who are in the reproductive age group. Choto jhiya manakara ame kemti diagnose kari pariba. Actually, choto jhiya mane, young girls, school girls, तांको हमें diagnose करिवा पे किछिटा challenges अच्छी, because जो 12 years 13 years age रे जो जियो मानकर जो फटाफट जो growth हुए, that particular जो growth phase रे, they have certain hormone disorders in their body, जोटा कि it will appear like PCOS. तांकर जेतेबेले हठात टिके height बढ़ुची, weight बढ़ुची, that is the time when male hormones as such तांको body रे टिके अधिका थाए, but that normally परे जाए कि stabilize हे जाए. That may not be PCOD. आउ गोटे जिनसा during the initial period जेतेबेले नुआ तांकर माने newly they have got their menstruation, say time रे, that is natural that these girls may have irregular periods. So that does not mean it is PCOD. Similarly, if the mothers are very anxious and they bring the girls to us, their daughters to us, and they tell us to do an ultrasound review, say picture can confuse with PCO. Because of these particular hormone changes which is happening in their body, it can be a confusing situation to diagnose PCOS in young girls who have recently started their menstruation. So in such cases, it is always good that we are not over enthusiastic in diagnosing these cases, and we can wait and postpone the diagnosis. That is, we can assure the mother to have patience, wait for at least 2 years after the first period, so that the things settle down, all the changes settle down. And after that, if these issues still persist, then we can go for a diagnosis of PCOD. So PCOD, what are the complications or the effects of PCOD? That is, these patients, they may be at increased risk for obesity. Now, obesity means increased weight. That is, these patients can have excess of weight. Infertility can be a problem in these patients. That is, these patients might they would be trying to conceive for 2 years, 5 years, but they're not able to conceive. This is one very common complaint, which normally, because I concentrate more on fertility practice, so this is very common, the thing that we see normally. Another is diabetes, because these PCOD patients, they gradually, right now, they may only be having PCOD and problem in conceiving. But gradually, as you know, maybe after 8 to 10 years, 15 years, gradually these patients, they have a risk of developing diabetes later on. So this is a long-term complication of PCOD, that these patients can have a risk of diabetes. Then they can also have a risk of having hypertension. Hypertension means high blood pressure, high BP. Then these patients, they also have a risk, high cholesterol. Cholesterol levels can be high. And we all know that diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, any patient, any patient automatically heart problem, cardiovascular disease. That means heart issues, heart diseases chances besi hai jaye. So cardiovascular disease, that is another important complication, long-term complication of PCOD. Then endometrial cancer. This is also a long-term complication, because every month जो periods time रे जो endometrial tissues जोटा बाहरे along with the bleeding, those tissues सेटा actually बाहरिवा कथा, से जो tissues गुड़ा बाहरिवा कथा, तो से tissues जेमती बाहरुची automatically hormones रो level कमी जाउची, तापरे गोटे नुआ mens होची, नुआ cycle होची, पुनी सेटा develop होची, तैयारी होची, पुनी जते बेले सेटा periods रे bleeding है कि बाहरुची, पुनी hormones. तो normally in our body the hormone levels are always in a wave. So it should be in a wave pattern. It should go up, it should fall down, it should go up. So because age of wave pattern ta maintain hele hi amara normal regular periods haba. But PCOD ta kono jo patient manakara delayed cycles हुए. 2 months, 3 months, we even have patients jahara barse parjanto bhi periods heini. Only tablet khaile tankara periods हुए. So for 1 year, if the patient is not getting her periods, you can imagine the hormone levels are constantly at a high level. It is not coming down. So when constantly the estrogen hormones को जेतेबेले प्रभाव ए uterus ऊपर constantly पड़े, तार माने fall हुए ही नहीं, there is always a risk of endometrial cancer. Endometrial cancer माने uterus रो cancer. तो uterus रो cancer हवार chances. सेति पे हमें सब बेले PCOD patient मानो को कहूची कि at least monthly periods न हेले भी चलिबो, तो 1.5, 2 months, maximum 3 months भितरे actually they should at least take some medicine so that tankara thore bleeding hei jaye. Once in 3 months bleeding hawata nihati darkar achi. Another is psychological disorder. As seeing the other complications, you can see that obesity, jo excess body re hair growth hue, mane to such an extent that patient kora nijero psychological depression hei jaye, anxiety hei jaye, se mane socially they become very withdrawn socially. They don't like to go out for any social gathering. So these patients can have a lot of anxiety, depression, and these issues can be many times related to the body image issues because of the obesity, because of the hirsutism, hair growth, excess of pimples, lot of scars on the face, and these can be the reason, one of the reasons why there is psychological disorder in these patients. So these are all some of the complications of PCO. By chance, say age of pregnant, these patients, suppose, as I had discussed, they have difficulty in conceiving. Suppose they conceive hele bhi kon asvidha hei pare, tanku diabetes ro chances both. During pregnancy, they can have diabetes. During pregnancy, they can develop high blood pressure. Tankara abortion ro risk is also more compared to the general population with no PCOD. So these are some of the complications of PCOD. Now coming to the main question, is it treatable? Of course, it is treatable. And the reason why I had put the first point as that is a positive lifestyle modification in bold letters is because of the fact that out of all the different treatment options available, the one treatment option which is the most effective, which can be used for a long period of time, that is the positive lifestyle modification. So whenever a patient comes to us and we write medicines or treatment for them, normally the doctors, we put a RX and then write the prescription. Number one is always positive lifestyle modification. That is what we write. So this becomes the first line of treatment, is to have a positive lifestyle modifications or changes in one's lifestyle. Next comes medicines. So what type of medicines can be given? That is depending upon what is the requirement for the patient. Patient kon asubidha nei ki ama pakhre asichi. Dharantu gote patient regular periods haba pai asichi, tankar periods ta bahut irregular, she want medicine to make her periods regular, then accordingly we can give her medicines for that. And suppose a patient is coming, her main concern is to get pregnant, tahale accordingly, because these each problem pai medicines alga thae. Jodi patient ra concern achi to get pregnant, okay, we can give her medicines for which, by which she'll get pregnant. Suppose the patient's main concern is she has abnormal hair growth, for that also we can give the medicines. And if the patient has none of these, but she is mainly concerned with her other insulin resistance problems like diabetes, is a reason where there is insulin resistance, so we can give her accordingly medicines for that to reduce her insulin resistance. So medicines can be given depending upon what is the requirement of the patient. Next, coming to surgery. Surgery, I had written it in a very small font size because there is not much role of surgery, because PCOD is not treatable by surgery. Surgery in very selective patients, particularly say patient mane jahaku pregnant haba pai se mane chahuchanti medicines re pregnant hei paruni, semti patient manakara temporarily kichita medicine re effect bhalo effect dekheba boli ki tike surgery kari pare. Otherwise surgery is not a treatment for PCOD. It is first treatment is positive lifestyle modification, second is medicines. Now coming to medicines, like what are the medicines? Suppose the patient will say she has irregular periods, then you can give her hormone tablets for that. And if the patient has come for abnormal hair growth, for that also we have different type of hormone tablets. And in some patients the tablets may not be sufficient, then she will even have to go for these hair removal methods, whether temporary or permanent methods of hair removal. Infertility actually jemti mu initial picture dekhli chota chota putka type ro hei jaye, seta kon actually these are all small eggs which are visible actually. So ette chota chota menche bahut guda eggs achi gote ovary re. So actually this is how in the patients, when we talk to the patient, we normally don't use medical terms, we use the terms which normally the common person people can understand. So that is how we normally explain the patients that semane kochi je amara PCOD heichi kahi ki ame conceive hei paruni, tar main reason hochi ame se ai tanku bujhae ki gote ghare jodi दीटा छुआ अच्छी दी जन को आपण भलरे ताको बढ़ाई परिबे, दी जन भलरे बढ़िबो. गोटे घरे जदी 10टा 20टा छुआ अच्छी, केही भी गोटे भलरे खाद्य पाई परिबेनी कि केही भी भलरे बढ़ी परिबेनी. Exactly that is the reason what happens in PCOD. छोटे छोटे फुटका टाइप रो जोटे देखा हेची जो पिक्चर है, that is all small eggs. So गोटे घरे it is like a condition where it is actually it is an irony, that is there are so many eggs, it is like water everywhere but no water to drink. It is such a situation. If you see the ovary is full of eggs. There are so much extra eggs than should be seen in a normal ovary, but because there are so much eggs, none of the eggs they are able to grow properly, none of the eggs are able to mature properly, and that is the reason why the patients are not able to conceive. So we give them hormone tablets for proper egg development. And there are also some patients, they would also require hormone injections. Then if these patients have some insulin problem, function defect in insulin function, then tablets are given to correct that. If these medicines, they are not successful, then maybe we will have to go for some other fertility treatments like IUI, IVF, that is a test tube baby treatment. So these are the other options later on which can be given to these patients. To help them to conceive. Once they mane conceive hele bhi tankaro, as I had discussed, abortion ro risk rohuchi. So say you have to give them some medicine so that their abortion chances are also prevented. So coming to positive lifestyle changes, as I had said, this is something which is actually in our control, because if I discuss so much in details about medicines to you, then I don't think it doesn't make much sense, because definitely I would never suggest any of you to self-medicate a case of PCOS. Whenever you feel these are the symptoms which I had discussed, then you know that's the right time to consult your doctor. Consult the doctor and take medications accordingly. But positive lifestyle, this is something which is in our hands. So that's why this is something which I am giving more emphasis on, because what is the things that we can't change? You know that the genetic makeup, as I said, the genetics and environment play a role in PCO. Our genetic makeup we can't change actually. Environment, आमे जो environment में रहुची, आमे कहिबा जे हमकु गोटे पूरा fresh environment सब बले दरकार, चारियाडे जेमती fresh air रहिबो, oxygen levels high रहिबो, pollution रहिबो नि. That is not, and I don't need any pesticide in my food, but these are the environment that actually we are living, and that is practically we have to learn to live with it. This is something we cannot change. So the genes and the environment is something which we cannot modify. So what is it that we can change? What we can change is we can change our lifestyle. So that is most important. So what is the positive lifestyle changes that we can do here? That is, first positive lifestyle change I would suggest is, first we have to focus on what can be changed. Only then, if we are keeping on, bothering ourselves about what we can't change, we cannot move forward. First, let us focus on what we can change about ourselves. First, get a proper sleep. We all know that this thing is extremely rare these days. Getting a proper sleep and sleeping at the proper time. Proper time means the time for which our biological clock of our body was set to sleep at the night. So that, the routine is greatly distorted, greatly disturbed. So ame proper gote sleep naba pai chesta kariba. Next hela gote proper well balanced diet. So a well balanced diet, this is another very important requirement of a positive lifestyle change. Next comes physical activity. Any sort of physical activity, we need to keep ourselves physically active. Apart from regular physical activity, also you can inculcate some regular exercise patterns in our daily lifestyle. Then coming to maintaining a healthy body weight. How to maintain a healthy body? We all know that we have a certain BMI, that is an ideal body weight range for each particular height and weight. Accordingly, we have to maintain a proper healthy body weight. Then avoid smoking or chewing tobacco. These things we need to avoid. We need to avoid or limit alcohol if there is any such habit of taking alcohol. Apart from that, as I said, maintain a routine, because this is another very new thing which has come in the treatment of PCOD. I've just put it in red color, that is melatonin. This is a hormone. Actually, we all have melatonin in our body. Melatonin, it is actually a rhythm hormone. That means, as I said, our body has got a biological clock. Our body's biological clock is set in such a way that it is meant to get up early in the morning and then be active throughout the day. As soon as the sun sets, it is expected that our body should slowly go into the resting phase. And by 8-9 we should sleep, and we should get a proper at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night. Again, get up early in the morning. So during this is the alarm, in the mobile alarm, the big alarms, these have come later on in life. During our grandfather, amara oja ai tanko time re kehi bi ame suni nathibo, se mane kanno pakhre alarm deki bajei ki uthauchi sakale. से माने naturally उठुतले, ताले से माने केमती उठुतले, काहे कि से माने तांकर बॉडी रो मेंटेन करूतले गोटे रूटीन को, बिकॉज हम बॉडी भितर से हार्मोन टा अछि, बाहर आनिबा को दरकार नाही. We have a hormone melatonin in our body, and that helps in maintaining our biological clock. किंतु the hormone will help us in maintaining this clock जदि आमे से बॉडी को रेस्पेक्ट करिबा. आमे जदि राति सारा मोबाइल देखिबा, राति सारा कंप्यूटर रे काम करिबा, if we go to sleep at 4 or 5 in the morning, then the melatonin get confused. It will stop functioning actually. So nowadays what is happening is that PCOD medicine bhitere melatonin add kariki douchi. कि body रो rhythm को set करिले 80% of the diseases, it is not only for actually PCOD, most of the diseases of our body now they are connecting it to disturbance in the biological rhythm or rhythm of the body. So whatever you do, try to maintain a routine, whether getting up early in the morning, if 5 o'clock, today you get up at 5 o'clock, tomorrow you are getting up at afternoon 1 o'clock, you maintain a routine. If you want to get up at 6, every day get up at 6 in the morning. See, 1 or 2 exceptions sometimes happening because of some urgency, that is different, but otherwise try to maintain a routine, whether it is in the sleeping habits, whether it is in the eating habits, or whether it is in our regular physical activity or exercise schedule, whatever it is, try to maintain a routine. Don't disturb the biological clock, one thing. Next, you can meditate, do yoga, drink more of water. Every day, try to improve ourselves by 1%. Every day you get up in the morning and think that at least I will improve myself 1%, whether it is physically means physically I want to be more active today than yesterday, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, morally. Anyway, you try to improve 1% every day. Transform the negative thoughts into the positive ones. Try to laugh more. So these are all some of the things by which we'll try to reduce your stress levels. And we know that stress also has got a very important role in the origin of PCOD. So when we are talking about weight loss has got a tremendous improvement on benefit on PCOS. It is seen that gote loko jodi tankara total body weight ro jodi 5 to 10% भी कमेला ताहले भी सब symptoms रो तांको बहुत relief मिलियो. गोटे patient गोटे छोटे झियो माने भी जोटा 12th रे पढुची 11th रे पढुची मां माने तांको नै कि आसे किंतु तांकर बहुत weight थिबो 60-65 किलो. तो जदि तांकर टोटल वेट रो जदि 5 to 10% तांकर जदि बॉडी रे एक्स्ट्रा फेशियल हेयर ग्रोथ अछि, मोटापा अछि, पीरियड्स 2 to 3 months गैप रे आसुची, तो तांकर जदि हमें तांको मोटिवेट करबा एटलीस्ट 5 to 10% भी से माने जदि वेट कमेबो, तांकर मोटापा भी कमिबो, तांकर पीरियड्स ता जोटा 3 months गैप रे होतिला ऑटोमेटिकली आपण देखिबे जे तांकर जदि वेट कमिला परे ऑटोमेटिकली 3 month गैप ता कमि जिवो. It will be once in 2 months. Gradually, if the patient already take weight kamele once in 1.5 months, gradually tankara jo gap ta kami asibo. Facial hair growth kamiba halka heijibo. So you can see that all these symptoms greatly improve if there is weight loss. So you can imagine the amount of these positive lifestyle modifications ro bahut important role rohuchi PCOD management re. So what is a diet which we should have in PCOD? This is something which was said by Michael Pollan. He is a very famous nutritionist author and mainly writes books on American author who writes mainly books on nutrition and food and the food choices that people we all should have and how the evolution of changing patterns of the food habits of human. So it's really nice that he has written that we need to understand, eat real food. Rather than taking all these artificial processed and refined food, eat the real food. And then remember not to eat whatever, even if it is real food, don't eat too much. So not too much, mostly plants. So it is vegetarianism is more like it is favored more for PCO. So mostly plants. And out of these plants, again, choose a rainbow of colors to make sure that you get all the nutrients you need. So I think this one sentence of his covers the complete, diet of a PCOD. That is the reason I kept this line, because if you see that, you choose mostly vegetarian food, eat some real food, not much in quantity. And whenever you are keeping a plate, just have a look at the plate and see if it has got multiple colors. If your plate looks very colorful, you are sure that this type of a diet is good for you. So a colorful plate is always a good plate actually. So what are the foods which need to be included in a PCOD diet? So it is mainly the green leafy vegetables. You need to have colored fruits and vegetables, healthy fats. Healthy fats, like nuts, flax seeds, olive oil. These are all the healthy fats we can have them. And low glycemic index food. That is a GI food, the food which are low in glycemic index. Glycemic index means those food जहा को खाइला परे हमरो ब्लड शुगर केते बढ़िबो जेते कम बढ़िबो सेति की ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स कम रहिबो तो ए भलिया फूड हमें खाइबा कथा बट लाइक इन इंडिया एंड ऑल द फूड रेगुलेशंस आर नॉट वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट so normally we don't have this mentioned on the packaging but in some western countries they have you buy anything from the market they will have it mentioned the GI value सेटा 60 अछि 70 अछि केते अछि से माने लेखिथिबे सो देखि कि हमें किनिबा कि जो फूड रे लो GI इंडेक्स थिबो सेटा हमें किनिबा then lean protein ta red meat these are all not advisable so if you're taking protein it's better to have lean protein high fiber diet जो खाद्य रे बेसी फाइबर थिबो से भलिया डाइट actually these green leafy vegetables fruits they all have high fiber so you can have high fiber diet. So what are the food which should mainly be avoided in PCO? That is a high GI food. That is those food which are high in the glycemic index. Say food को हमें avoid करिबा. Refined sugar, carbohydrate जितने हमारा actually जो main दीटा culprit जहाँ को हमें कहा जाए कि every home रो dining table रो हटी जीवा कथा सेटा होची दीटा धला जिंसो. One is salt and one is sugar. Okay, so once we remove these two white things from our kitchen and from our dining tables, your health will automatically improve 50%. empty hi improve hejibo. So refined sugars and carbohydrates, something which need to avoid. Mane ame jodi bhi carbohydrate khaiba, it should be the we are eating the polished rice. So you can eat rice, but try to eat the unpolished one. So rather than taking a refined sugar, take a complex carbohydrate. They are always better. So saturated unhealthy fat, jo butter, ghee or say sabu jinsa vanaspati, jo vegetable oil, these are all saturated unhealthy fat which we should avoid. Healthy fat jemti nuts re achi, olive oil re achi, that you can take. Then processed and refined food avoid karibe, table salt avoid karibe, caffeine basic khaibani. Caffeine is also not very good. So 1 or 2 cups is maximum recommended. Tatu adhika non-avata better. Then alcohol. This is also to be avoided. And this is again a little bit controversy, but there are some studies showing ki food achi jo actually PCOD re se mane kohuchi ama body bhitere gote inflammation process gote sobu bele rohuchi. So any food which increases inflammation taku hame avoid kariba. तो केते गोटा डाइट्स रे हमें देखिबा कि डायरी प्रोडक्ट्स ग्लूटेन केते लोकंकर ग्लूटेन एलर्जी थाए तो तंकर एटा भी जेंति इंडिया रे इट इज नॉट मेंशन बाहर वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज रे यू वुड सी फूड व्हिच इज मेंशनड ग्लूटेन फ्री बोली की तो ग्लूटेन फूड जोटा कि मेनली हमरो व्हीट जोटा आटा रे सब जो रोटी उटी बना जाए तो ग्लूटेन मेनली व्हीट रे पाया जाए किंतु केते लोकंकर व्हीट एलर्जी थाए एंड ग्लूटेन is considered to be one of the reason jota body re inflammation कराए. So any food which increases inflammation like dairy products, gluten food, red meat, refined grains, jaha bhi food ro artificial colors, flavored food sabu eta sabu hame try kariba ki avoid kariba in our diet. Okay, so we can see the high fiber food, lean protein, anti-inflammatory food jete thibo, vitamin D, फिर ए जो फ्रेश फ्रूट्स वेजिटेबल्स ए जिनसटा को हमें जते हमें डाइट रे इंक्लूड करिबा दिस इज गुड. This is about the glycemic index. Just I had just shown a chart because ERO index hai, but if it is available like in your country, Singapore jodi food re semti packagings re if it is available, it is a very good thing कि हमें एटा देखी कि नबा. low GI माने जदी 55 रु कम थिबो हमें जानिबा जे ए खाद्य खाइले हमरो ब्लड शुगर बेसी बॉडी बनी. तो you can choose कि which food रे केते GI index रहुची से भलिया खाइबा को हमें यूज करिले बेटर. And any food jar both high GI index thibo, it's better to avoid. And normally, as I said, we need to maintain a schedule for our diet. And like breakfast, बहुत गुड़ा fancy diet. If you go and search on the internet and Google, keto diet, that diet, this diet, so much of diets, weight loss diets, PCO diets, gote bimari pe gote diets achi. Even for my patients, I suggest to take to follow a diet which is more realistic, which you can follow on a long-term basis. I have seen even some of my friends also, I have seen they do that, crash diet, carbohydrate को नील करी दबा diet रू खाली सकाले morning रे खाली काकड़ी खाइबा दिपहरे खाइबे जदी chicken रो दीटा piece खाइबा, so that is protein. So they are trying to totally take out carbohydrate, totally make it zero. But by the night they get craving. 1 month, 2 months, tankar weight kami jibo. But gradually what happens is that you get a craving for carbohydrate. And then 2 months for you can't persist with this particular diet on a long-term basis. So always stick to a diet plan which is more realistic, which suits your body, which suits your particular traditional food habits. जे गोटे Indian food habits खाऊची मु तांको जदी कहिबी आपण सकाळे guacamole खांतु, avocado खांतु, आमे इंडिया रे जदी ए सब कथा कहिबा, that becomes very funny. So we need to एमती गोटे डाइट आमे पेशेंट्स को एडवाइस करिबा कि आपण माने भी सेटा फॉलो करिवे जोटा आपनकर डाइट रे अछि, आपनकर ट्रेडिशनल मेथड ऑफ डाइट रे अछि, ताकू आमे केमती मॉडिफाई करि कि आउट के हेल्दी करिबा. And try to stick to a proper schedule, like have a breakfast by 7-8:30, a lunch between like 12 to 1, have a snack by 3 to 5, and then an early dinner by 6 to 8. So along with that, have proper regular physical activity and exercise, that would be sufficient. So we all know how important it's to have a balanced diet, but this is not the type of balance which we want actually. Please don't balance diet this way. We will only be in more trouble. So we need to balance. When we say a balanced diet, this is what we mean. What type of a balance? That is, we need a proper balance between carbohydrate, protein, and fat. This is the balance that we need. See, as I said initially, when you look into your plate, just prepare your lunch or dinner, and then you just decorate your plate. And when you just stand there, have a look on your plate. And if it looks very colorful, you know your diet is good. You can see this plate. It clearly shows that the diet looks very good. So a colorful plate is always a healthy diet, normally. Okay. So if we convert it into an Indian form, you can see even this is a healthy diet. So it's not always necessary to go and follow the Western diets. You can have proper Indian diet and still you can make it healthy and colorful. So you can see when we say a proper balanced diet, normal loko manankaro recommendation kete, actually our diet re maximum rahiba katha carbohydrate, 45 to 65% carbohydrate. Maximum should be carbohydrate kayanki amara full day ro energy. Actually carbohydrate is a main energy giving part of the diet. So carbohydrate ही maximum rahiba katha. Next is protein 10 to 35%. Fat 20-35%. This is how the distribution is ideally. एटा होचे जहार normal weight थिबो तांको पई. किंतु धरो गोटे patient excess weight अछि, से weight कमेबा को चाहउचंती, ताहले we can make some adjustments. ताहले से patient मानको cases रे we can carbohydrate को धीरे धीरे हमें टिके कमेई परिबा. 40%, 40-30 fat को 30 नहले आउरी भी हमें चाहउची तांकर weight कमेबा पे carbohydrate we can आउरी टिके कमेई परिबा. So this way you can properly maintain a balanced diet को टिके हमें balance करि परिबा. So the concept health is defined as not simply the absence of disease. It is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. And this is the WHO concept of health. कि खाली disease नथले ताको health कुहा जाएनी. हमारा social, physical, mental, and social well-being गोटे हमको जो पर्यंत हपनी, that's not health. So first line treatment for PCOD is lifestyle modification, medicines, patients requirement देखी की. Patient education very important. Ultimately a holistic approach दरकार treatment को पई. No immediate permanent treatment for PCOS. सेटा भी हमको बुझिवार अछि. आमे एमती केबे कहि परिबानी गोटे पेशेंट आसी कहबो मैडम मु 2 मास खाइ देले PCOD मोर हे गला treatment. No, because it is a lifelong process. You can never say that I have cured myself, but you can continually be in a healing process that will bring your body back into the right balance. So the healing process for PCOD has to be a lifelong and continuous process. So there is no magic pill which will make PCOD completely go away. But yes, we can do so much to bring it under control and bring the healing. It is in our hands how to bring back that healing process. Okay, so most important is you have to be perseverant about it. आमे continuously गोटे चेष्टा करिवा आ बार बार चेष्टा करिवा एते जोरे चेष्टा करिवा कि निश्चय this is a saying but it is applies to every one of us. आमे जदि perseverance रखिवा आ properly आमे जदि enough काम करिवा loud enough आमे जदि गेट रे ठक ठक करिवा आमे भितरु काहा कोटे जगे परिबा एटा जगेबार माने बाहरे काहा को नहीं. It is the our own, you know, we have to constantly keep awake our own conscience and to live so that we are motivated to live a positive lifestyle. So सफलता गोटिए दिन रे मिलिबनी, गोटिए दिन किंतु निश्चय मिलिबो. संतोष होची सबुठारु बड़ धन एवं स्वास्थ्य होची सर्वोत्तम उपहार. So let us all celebrate this swasthya, that is health, and let us all take the pledge to bring these positive lifestyle changes in our body, which will help us to have a optimum health so that we can have a better and more effective and a more productive life. So thank you all everyone for the patient hearing.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sini. This is a very broad, topic. PCOD, it covers a wide spectrum of things.
Yeah.
And as you said, it comes, the ovaries come inside it, the endometrium thing, the endometriosis comes under these things. That means the uterus part comes under these things. And when we take, generally we talk about the reproductive organs, everything is, they revolve around the same thing, the PCOD and all. So it's a wonderful information you have shared, and in a short span of time you have really covered the diet, the lifestyle, and everything. Actually, we had prepared a lot of questions to ask you, but fortunately most of them are already addressed by your speech. So if you allow, we have a few more questions. Can we have a question and answers session right now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So as you said, this is a lifelong condition. So our basic doubt is that does it start from the puberty, or when the first menstrual cycle, when a girl is having around 11 years or 12 years or 13 years, does it start from there? Or later in the life, in the teenage, or later, say in the 20s, when the girl goes through lots of stress because of the career or because of marriage, anything, because as you said, stress is a major contributor. In the stress, the cortisol level goes up, and when cortisol goes up, and there is a wave of hormone imbalance is there. So does it start from the very beginning, or it also can start, a later part of the life as well?
See, this also actually I was discussing in some of my previous slides that PCOD, actually the risk factors for PCOD, I said that some of the risk factors are genetic. Suppose there is a genetic risk, that risk develops as soon as the baby is born. So like a mom had a PCO, so the baby is born. See, actually what is happening in PCOD, any diseases, actually, whenever any disease, many of the diseases, like, these heart disease, diabetes, PCOD, one of them, like they all have a genetic link or hereditary, what we say. Whenever there is a hereditary link, see, suppose a father or a mother has diabetes, then we always say that the child has a risk for, we never say the child will have diabetes. The word that we use is there is a risk that the child will have diabetes. Similarly, in PCOD, if the mother has PCO, there is a risk. When we say, why we say there is a risk? Because the genetic factor is pakka. Genetic factor is there because we can't change the genes. So for any disease to express itself, every diseases, most of these, genetic particularly diseases, they have two factors. There are some diseases, 100% from genetically it will be transmitted. That is, if the mother is having the disease, we know the baby will have. So they are exclusively called genetic diseases. But PCOD and lifestyle diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, heart problem, cholesterol, PCO, these are all lifestyle diseases. When we say lifestyle diseases, that means there are two factors major. One is genetics and one is the environmental, the
Environmental
factors.
factor. Yeah.
So PCOD, I think what I say is that means what the studies and what all the literature they say that PCOD type of diseases or lifestyle type of diseases, they have one thing is called a genotype and is a phenotype. When we say genotype, that is a genetic makeup. Genetics will not change. Phenotype means it is modifiable. So that modifiable thing is the environmental environment, in the sense, not the pollution factors, environment, like, trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle, trying to maintain a ideal body weight, trying not to have, negative habits like smoking, alcohol, trying not to have, reducing the stress level, trying to maintain, a proper schedule for diet, for sleep patterns. So if all these modifiable factors are in control, then only with the gene the disease may not express.
Okay.
जोटा हमें आजिकली actually देखुची जो झियो माने like the mother, their daughters, they are having PCOD, and we see that the mothers, they also say that amoro bhi semti tikke late hotila. Means they will say that, during their time, instead of 1 month, they had periods in like, 10 or 15 days delay. But now their daughters, they are having a delay of 3 months, 4 months. So that means the genetic thing is there. Even that mother also had the genetic, but she did not express the disease so badly as her daughter is today expressing. The reason, their lifestyle was better than us. They had more physical activity. Their pollution level was less. Their stress levels were less. So many modifiable factors which were in their favor, which is not now in our favor. So because these modifiable factors are now bad, so now this girl is expressing it more. So that is the reason why we need to be aware that only with the gene some diseases don't express. Genetically, say taro risk rahibo, but not necessarily she will express the disease. So apna jemti kahile choto jio, tanko bhitere jodi genetic factor thibo, that we cannot change. But yes, if the mother, if there is a positive history, then right from childhood, that is what I said in one of my previous slides, that diabetes ro pre-diabetic changes jo body re 8 years of age ru bhi dekha jaichi. 8 varsha ru jo pilata chua pila jo who is very active and very alert and very bright, tanko bhitere bhi jete bele blood test kara hechi, pre-diabetic changes jana padichi. Insulin ro resistance, insulin jo hormones ro dysfunction dekha jaichi. So right from the childhood, we need to educate these kids, and we need to make them aware of, to bring them into the habit of positive lifestyle. Because even childhood re bhi obesity hele aage jai ki PCOD hei pare. So that is very important actually. There is no particular age, any age, you can have the presentation.
True, very true. So this is actually a matter of concern, because बहुत केस रे आपण जेमति कहिले मदर मानु को जणा नथिला कि PCOD और PCOS exist, but in today's generation, because of the media say or whatever, समस्ते हमें aware ही परुचु, and because we are aware and we are getting to know that कि teenagers हो कि kids हो are getting affected. So आपण ए विषय रे द कोन माने सजेस्ट करिया पे चाहिए कि एडवाइस करिया पे चाहिए आजिर टीनेजर्स मानन को जो माने कि PCOS जानंतु व न जानंतु they are facing, and it is affecting in the mental level as well, kana se mane bodily changes pauchanti, mentally it is somewhere leading to a kind of depression also, and they are like trying hard to fit into the society, because so many concerns are coming day by day. So many jani parnanti what is going inside them, and the life is very stressful. So what would you like to address to these youngsters, the kids who are really going through these ups and downs because of PCOD?
See, that is what I said, that most important that these new generation, they need to understand is that there is no alternative for positive lifestyle changes. Absolutely, there is no alternative. What I said is that we can't change the genetic makeup. Environment to an extent we can change, but not everything we can change. So what we can do is that we can try to change ourselves. The change should always start from within us. we can't expect the world to change for us. We can't say others to, improve. So the most important thing is that we need to take, so these newer generation, young generation, they need to understand that first thing, they need to slow down a little first. Actually, that is important for everything, for mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, moral, every sort of well-being, just slowing down a little bit, taking a step back, trying to enjoy everything around us, trying to feel the sense of gratitude for what we have, trying to imbibe the things which are surrounding us. So absolutely these things, they need to slow down a little, take a pause, and try to understand that in the long run, if they want to be what we say in Hindi na, lamba race ka ghoda agar banna hai, to aaj thoda slow ho jana zaruri hai. Because today, if you are running, maybe you will run for 10 steps and then you are sure to, go down there at that step. So if you want to be, a persistent winner, you want to be somebody who, in your own sense, winner does not always mean, in the competitive world. In your own eyes, if you want to achieve something, you want to be persistently positive and persistently, you need to be best in what is your capability, then definitely it is important to take a step back, to slow down and pay more attention to your health, pay more attention to imbibing all these positive lifestyle changes within ourselves. There is absolutely no other alternative to that. And that is something which each of us should do. That is important not only for PCOD, even without PCOD, actually infertility, because I am basically a fertility consultant. So it is not necessary that only PCOD patients are infertile, the people who come to me. There are so many couples who are absolutely not PCO. They don't have PCOD, but they are not able to conceive. Whatever test we do on the husband and the wife, everything is normal. But what is one thing which we can see, as soon as they enter, their face itself looks so stressful. So the stress factor is so high. So it is the high stress factor will negatively affect PCOD. It will help in the, not help, it will, no, it's not something good thing. So it will cause PCOS, it will cause diabetes, it will cause hypertension, high cholesterol, infertility and whatnot. So name any disease, and stress is one of the reason for that. So absolutely, these positive lifestyle changes, actually not only adolescent age or the teenage. This is something which even right from the childhood, we always try to pamper our kids by giving them everything, whatever they ask. And we try to think that we are trying to be the best mom and dad in the world. Actually, because, we are all working, this is a competitive world, females are also working, we have less time to spend with our kids. So when we
are the PCOS and endometriosis, is it endometriosis because of PCOS, or it is altogether a different factor, or how they are interrelated? Who leads to whom?
No, actually, PCOD and endometriosis, these are completely two different entities. They are not related to one another. So endometriosis is a totally different chapter, totally a different thing to be discussed, and it is it is totally unrelated to PCOD.
So, but how come PCOS leads to endometrial cancer?
No. Endometrial cancer is different from endometriosis. Endometrial cancer means cancer of the uterus.
Uterus, yeah.
But endometriosis is a different disease. So that is what I said during my slide, that, the hormones in the female body, every month that the menstrual cycles are happening, the hormones in our body, they are in a wave-like pattern. It will be at a very low level, it will go up, it will have a peak, and once there is bleeding, it will again come down. So this wave pattern is there, and this particular wave pattern has to be maintained to get proper periods and to properly the fertility, even for those patients who are trying to conceive, for them to conceive and to get proper periods. This wave pattern of hormones is important, going to a peak and then coming down again, going to. But what happens in these PCOD patients is that they are not bleeding. So because they are not bleeding, their hormones remain high. So once the bleeding happens, the hormone levels come down. But because they are not bleeding, the hormones constantly remain at a high level. That is particularly the estrogen hormone. Estrogen is a female hormone that remains continuously at a high level. Estrogen is a very important aspect of female body, and it actually helps female body for various functions. But another important thing is that it should be present in the body in that wave pattern. If it is continuously present in a particular high level, that is a cause for endometrial cancer. It will
Okay.
make the endometrium grow more thick and thick, and that can later on lead to, there are chances that it might turn into cancer.
So another question is, if this PCOS or PCOD, is it until the menopause or just after menopause also it can affect in some ways?
No, usually after menopause, it doesn't affect much because, as I said, the PCOD is a main problem. PCOD, and again, this is again a confusion of PCOD and PCOS. As I said, when we talk about PCOD as a problem which is only confined to ovary, then that particular patients will not have any problems related to PCOD once the menopause has happened. Because once the menopause has happened means their hormone levels are anyway down, because they have stopped menstruating, their periods, they are no longer getting any periods. But usually these patients, PCOD patients, if they had not maintained a proper healthy lifestyle, definitely most of these PCOD patients would be having PCOS. S means the syndrome. Syndrome means they would have multiple problems like, high cholesterol, high blood sugar, diabetes. These problems would already be present in those patients by the time they reach the menopausal age. So once the menopause happens, the ovary and, uterus related problems would be less. But the diabetes, all the other issues, all the other issues of PCOS syndrome will persist.
Okay. And how about, because you are a gynecologist, nowadays the kids are getting the periods very early. So is it because of PCOS or any other factors? Like before, people were getting in 13 years, 14 years. Now kids are starting, even I read in some articles, some kids menstruating from age 6. And now it has 9 years has become a very common thing for little girls to get periods. What is the reason behind this?
PCOD is not the reason for that, but yes, definitely. See, these are all set actually the age of menarche. Menarche means the first menstruation, and the age of menopause. These things are usually again having like I said in these PCOS and all, there are two factors which decide what will be the age of beginning of menstruation, what will be the age for menopause for a particular lady. That is, one is a genetic and one will be the modifiable environmental factors. So these are the things which basically for any woman, what will be the age of menarche, that is the first menstruation and last menstruation, that is decided by genetic factor and the environmental modifying factors. So the genetic factors means in the mother, if they had an early first menstruation, then usually the chances are that the girl will also have an early menstruation. But apart from that, what we had discussed, seeing these days, as you correctly said, that even in the mothers who had their first menstruation at maybe 13 or 14 years, they are now saying that their child is having the early periods, first periods by around maybe 9 years or 10 years. So that is happening. So these things, one is a genetic makeup will be there a little bit, but apart from that, it is usually the environmental factors, all these, the bad lifestyle, the pollution, the toxins which are totally surrounding us, totally everywhere, all the food additives. Normally these kids these days, you make the freshly cooked bhajas, the santula and all. I wonder if any kid is having these dalma and santula these days. They all want these pastries. They need the pastas, pizzas. These are the things that normally the kids, they prefer. Burger. So as I said, any additives, any artificial food flavors, the flavoring agents, coloring agents, they all contain substances which create inflammation in the body. And these are all the reasons, these environmental factors are the most important reason why we are seeing early menarche these days. So that is something out of which many factors are such that we can't actually modify them much. We can't change, these pollution factors. We can't change whatever you buy, you see, get pesticides in them. So these are some of the things, but at least what is in our control is that we can motivate them to have, proper physical activity. That is very important.
True, true. Dr. Sini, now one of our audience is having a question. So I would like to call Sujata Appa because she has a question for Dr. Sini. Sujata Appa, please unmute. Let me
Yeah. Hi, Dr. Sini. Thank you for the nice and informative
Hello.
talk. Yeah. Hi. Good evening. Yeah. Just I wanted to find out if there is PCOD and it's undiagnosed for a long time and untreated, then what will be the consequences and how it is?
Undiagnosed, then if it is undiagnosed initially, now is it diagnosed?
No, like for the patient, suppose they don't know,
Okay.
maybe because of less educated or whatever things.
Yeah. Then that is the reason. See, that is what the complete entire most of the slide was based on. That PCOD is not something which is confined to only periods problem or something like that. It has a multiple set of symptoms, multiple set of complications. So if it is undiagnosed and the patient is also not aware of it and she is not on any medicines for that, then maybe gradually this is the time. And now if at all it has been diagnosed, suppose accidentally she went for something else and it got diagnosed now, this is the right time that she should get herself tested for all this metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome means she has to get her blood pressure checked, whether it is high or not. She has to get her cholesterol checked. She has to get her blood sugar checked. These are the most important tests which she need to do. First is she need to get a blood sugar and cholesterol profile completely. Lipid profile, that is called.
So basically, what is the test to diagnose the PCOD?
There is not any one test to diagnose PCOD. PCOD is based, that is something, diagnosis is something, I think you leave it to the doctors because they will diagnose. But when is it that a patient, you as a patient, when should you suspect? That is what I had mentioned in the slide. These are, because as doctors, we have, certain criteria. We call it as the Rotterdam's criteria. So that is irregular periods, irregularity. Then the patient is not having every month ovulation is not happening. And on ultrasound also, we are seeing a particular type of picture for PCOD. So based on these findings, we are making a diagnosis of PCOD. And the male hormones in the body increases. So how much the high level of male hormones are there in the body, based on these particular findings, we are making a diagnosis of PCOD.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
My friend Lopa wants to ask a question to doctor. Please welcome Lopa.
Thank you, Banajuni. Doctor, can you hear me? My voice is clear.
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, thank you. Doctor, just in our conversation, means in the session, you told that it's basically affected most of the southeast part of the India. Why it is so? Is there any specific reason?
Not Southeast India. It is the South Asian countries. Yeah.
ASEAN countries.
Yeah.
Why it is so? Any specific means is there any climate or any food habit? Or
Yeah. See, actually, what is happening is that gradually, that is what I said. That initially we were not aware of so many things, but gradually with more and more understanding about PCOS. One thing is, even for diabetes and blood pressure, if you see diabetes, blood pressure and heart diseases, we, the South Asian countries, we are more prone for that. India is now the diabetes capital of the world. So we can say, why is it so? We don't know. What is it? Because the genetic makeup of the South Asian countries, particularly if you consider the Indian subcontinent, our genetic makeup is such that we are more prone for all these metabolic disorders. That is diabetes, blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart disease. All these, metabolic syndrome is a worst thing among all the diseases, if we can say. Metabolic syndrome is the worst. So we are very prone for that. We as a race, we as an Indian, the race and the genetic makeup is such that we are more prone for it. Apart from that comes the as you said, the and modifiable factors, environmental factors. Now gradually that we are seeing that, gradually as we see generations and generations, now the newer generations, less of physical activity and all these, more of, and moreover, you can see that in our diet, what you are seeing in Indian diet, mainly in the cooking of Indian diet, you can see that we are more of a cereal based countries. Either it is rice or it is wheat. If you go towards the north, they are more like wheat consumers. If you go towards the east and south of India, we are all rice consumers. So whether it is rice or wheat, you consider, I had given the table in that the glycemic index chart. You can see that both wheat and rice both have a high glycemic index.
Yes.
So when we eat rice, you see an Indian thali, then you will see that we have in the center, just circle portion, the major portion of the plate of the thali is either, it will be a big amount of rice, and chota chota chota, you can see the small thalis around, which will be having the vegetables and all. But if you compare that with a, a Caucasian diet, you can see a Mediterranean diet. And the best diet is nowadays for metabolic syndrome is considered to be the Mediterranean diet. Mediterranean diet, if you see, if you can just search in Google, you will find what is the Mediterranean diet. They eat lot of fruits. As I said, a plate should be colorful. More of, raw type of fruits, food they eat. More of it is fruits and vegetables. And they eat a lot of fat. Fat means they eat a lot of healthy fat. In our body, there are two types of cholesterol, a good cholesterol, which is good for us, good for our heart, and a bad cholesterol. And most of the Indian food habits are such that we tend to take more of the bad cholesterol and not the good. We hardly take, cashews, nuts, almonds, these we consume less. But you go to that Mediterranean diet, you see a plate, they will have a big, bowl of nuts and, healthy fats. They will have lots, and they will have small katori of maybe some cereal. But we take more of cereal. We will have 4 rotis and, little bit dal and sabzi. That is our diet. Or a lot of, rice and, little bit of something. So that is, our diet habits are a little different. So that is making us more prone. Moreover, our genetic makeup is also such that we are more prone.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
So,
Also, just to ask, like, is it possible that if somebody is having PCOD and then they have the weight loss, they change their lifestyle, how much would you tell that this is this is going to help you? Like, is it going to be like 100% cure, or something you have to go for medication in the later life also after that?
So it all depends upon how much is the person motivated and how much is the person, how far the person has gone for, these positive lifestyle modifications. As I said in my slide also, that even 5 to 10% reduction in weight gain is considered very significantly to improve the symptoms. So you can imagine a patient who is having a high BMI, suppose considering her height, suppose the lady has a high BMI of say, weight of say like 65 70, and she reduces like 20 25 kg, you can imagine most of her symptoms would as such disappear. There is no no written rule or order that a lady should have periods only once in 30 days. There is no issue if she gets it once in 40 days. There is no issue if she gets it once in 45 50 days. So it all depends on how comfortable the patient is. Suppose the patient is getting, even without any medication, she's getting her periods like once in 2 months. That is fine. She don't need to take any medicines to make it come once every month. That is not required. That is what, as I said in my slide, that a lady should get her periods at least once in 3 months. So it should not go beyond 3 months. That will lead to more risk of endometrial, cancer, and, the weight gain and all the hormone problems, that will get aggravated if there is a long period of, no periods for a long time. So she should get her periods at least once in 3 months. With all these positive lifestyle modifications, if she's able to get her periods, say like once in 50 days or once in 45 days, that's fine. She don't need to take any medicines. So with that only, if she is able to achieve her target of getting periods once in 3 months naturally, I think she would not need any medicine. But then, as I said towards the end of my slide, you cannot say that Hegalamoro treatments, Sorry-Gola. No, there is no Sorry-Gola in PCOS. The whatever the treatment that you have started, the positive lifestyle modification that you have with much difficulty inculcated into your life, that has to be continued lifelong. That is the most important thing, to be persistent.
That's amazing. That's the best advice. I mean, a positive lifestyle change always.
Definitely.
Present vote of thanks. It's over to you, dear Lipiappa.
Thank you. Okay. Hello, everyone. So now I had to take a moment to thank you for an incredible evening. Firstly, I would like to express my heartily gratitude to all our audience for their presence and contribution to make this webinar a great success. We hope you all have a very good time over here. Then I would like to extend my heartily gratitude to our Honorable Dr. Srini, who take out the time from our busy schedule and given an insight on PCOD, a very common problem facing by women nowadays. Thank you, Dr. Srini, for making an excellent presentation and making this seminar a very meaningful and interesting. Then, thank you. Anything, anybody?
No, thank you, Lipiappa, for being very instrumental in making this event happen.
Thank you.
And surely a very successful one.
Yeah, thank you all of you for your support also.
And Lipiappa has taken a lead by devoting a lot of effort and valuable time in coordinating this whole event and making it happen.
Now let me touch on few people whose contribution made the sessions really successful. Firstly, I would thank to our OSS president, Mr. Alok Panda, for his support and guidance to drive this event. Then thank you Vanojini Naik for being a gracious host and made the session more attractive and more interactive also. And thank you Lopamudra Behra assisting in technical hosting, the end-to-end technical hosting to made our session run smoothly. Then thank you Sada Sao for facilitating and controlling the chat room so that and her valuable advice and the guidance is help us a lot. Then last but not the least, would like to thank you all our OSS committee members for their great support. Thank you all.